Good morning, everybody. It is a steamy, sticky Friday, May 29th, 2020. You are currently cruising with the Case Handler, a show by lawyers, with lawyers, both personal injury and immigration, here to help you. Whatever your legal problem is, here to give you honest answers to your legal questions, and we will give those answers to you 1,000% free, no strings attached. Our phone number is 844-774-3529, 844-774-3529, and we are Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. My name is Adam Handler. I am your case handler, and we are ready to rock. David Aniki is firing up the controls. Squeeze Wagwan King, how are you?
Boss.
All right, man. And Conrad Pollack, the maestro, tickling the ivories before we get started, letting everybody know that he is here, and he's not only a very talented pianist, he is actually the managing partner, the son of the founding attorney of Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico, and for at least this show, without the general Alan Kayon, the most experienced immigration attorney broadcasting on this radio station. Nelson, the Maverick Madrid, a partner of the immigration practice, somebody that I think is here and ready to help you no matter what the legal issue is. I really have never seen somebody take on harder cases than Nelson. I mean, really, I don't know, maybe it's his luck or just he just attracts them, but he gets the tough ones and does his best to make sure that you, the client, have the best possible result. And we always like to bring a little extra flavor, a little extra zing on Fridays, and why not bring on one of our newest associates, and not only a great attorney, but a really fun person to be around, and somebody that we are thrilled decides to get up early and took the part, Andrea Scheer. We call her Shira because she's really a hero, and she's a hero to a lot of people that are giving our firm a call, taking advantage of those 100% free consultations. She's been giving out a lot of legal advice, and I can't wait to hear how those phone calls have been going. Good morning to you, Andrea.
Good morning.
All right, Conrad.
Yes, sir.
It's your favorite day of the week.
That must mean it is Friday.
That's
yes,
right.
That's right.
What's
I've lost track. You know, I've definitely lost track sitting here for the last couple of months, waiting for normalcy to return, and of course, making the most of the situation, turning lemons into lemonade, as they say. And we invited Andrea back today because she has some very important stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about VAWA today, I think, Andrea, correct?
Yes.
So whenever these guys give the word, you could just take it away. I know they want to give out that phone number first before we do that, which is 844-844-PPID-LAW, 844-774-3529. Write it down. Call us. We could probably help you out. If you're struggling, if you've decided you don't want to do that immigration case on your own, because you've actually been listening to us for the last couple of months and you understand how things have changed and how difficult everything is and how dangerous it is for people to be filing by themselves these days, give us a shout. You know, call us at 844-PPID-LAW, and we can answer those questions that have been keeping you up at night and that have been keeping us up at night. Right, Andrea? You probably up all night getting ready for today, weren't you?
I was rethinking what I was going to say in my head, so I'm not going to lie. Yes.
There we go.
What do you think, guys? We want to let her say what she has to say?
I say ladies first. Squeeze, let's give a little intro first.
I completely say ladies first. Want to say welcome to you, Andrea. Back to the show again. Heard you've been doing great things for a community out there. With that said, we got to remind you, as Adam noted, this is Cruising with the Case Handler. We will be speaking about personal injury with the man who has settled well over $120 million for his clients. So we got to say much respect to the 17 years you have been practicing case handler, Adam Handler, a.k.a. the Shark. And we've got the stalwarts. When I say stalwarts, we're talking about people with depth when it comes to immigration. Conrad Pollack, the managing attorney and, of course, practicing attorney, and also the pianist, okay, aka the maestro. He's going to be answering questions. We've got the Maverick, the top gunner, as I always call him, because he loves those complicated cases and he goes right in. And of course, sometimes he even walks into the Department of Homeland Security with the General, Alan Kay. He likes doing that, you know. Also, we've got, you know, Andrea, who's here today. She has been working with a lot of you listening to the show on 93.5 FM. A lot of you watching us on Facebook. No comments about my look with no haircut or any of that. But ladies and gentlemen, they're here to help you. So with that said, we've got Andrea, one of the attorneys, and she's going to be speaking about the capacity of VAWA. Okay, so she'll tell you what that is, and she'll also expand and expound as to some of the questions that she's been getting over the past few weeks and what she believes that you need to do, and which I think is, you know, retain because of what's going on. Andrea, the floor is all yours. It's great to have you putting some sunlight, not just on the show, but in our day as it is today. All right.
Well, thank you guys. I'm happy to be here. So I wanted to talk about VAWA, which is the Violence Against Women Act. First thing, it doesn't just apply to women. It applies to men as well. And it is for spouses, children, or parents of an abusive US citizen or resident. So usually, the first thing I like to tell the clients is that you don't need to tell your spouse, whether it's a man or a woman, about filing this petition. It's meant to protect you from the abuse, so you can do it on your own. You don't need to rely on them. It's strictly confidential, so the Immigration Service will not contact them directly to let them know that you're filing for this. So all the conversation, everything that will be handled between you, your attorneys, and the Immigration Services. There's a few requirements, so I'm going to speak about them generally. You must show that you're married to a US citizen, or if the marriage terminated or you divorced, that you are filing within 2 years of termination. You have to show that you've suffered extreme cruelty or battery, but abuse comes in many forms, and it's one of the biggest questions that clients have. So basically, it's not just that he or she beat you up or hit you. It can be emotional, it can be financial, it can be mental abuse.
How would one demonstrate that, Andrea? How would one demonstrate emotional, you know, financial, and all of that? How could one demonstrate it? Because I know that there are a lot of women that they just turned up their radios and they're listening and they're saying, wow, VAWA. But they have been emotionally abused. They've gone through some issues where, you know, their spouses have been taking advantage of them. And yes, men or women taking advantage of them because of their financial stance. How could one demonstrate that, as people call the 844 PPID law number?
Well, there's many ways. Part of being in an abusive relationship is that you're oftentimes controlled, or you are forbidden from like having your own phone or having a laptop or an account or all of these things. So sometimes it's really hard for people to find evidence.
Going out with your friends, you know,
yes.
Stuff like that.
And that's why it's important to get help and seek out the help of an attorney, because we usually know how to get around that. The biggest part of your application is something called your affidavit, which is your declaration. You're going to say what happened, how it happened, and every little instance of abuse can be shown there. And immigration usually gives a lot of weight to that, because they know that sometimes it's hard to get more evidence. So one of the things that I always ask clients, and they usually don't think it's part of abuse, is when your spouse threatens to call immigration on you or tells you, oh, you're illegal, you can't do anything, I'm going to call immigration, I'm going to have you deported. That's a form of abuse as well, because they are using their power over you. So that's something that a lot of people don't know. Another thing you have to show is that you entered in a good faith marriage, and you can show that it wasn't a marriage to get immigration benefits, that you lived together, that you resided together, that you commingled finances and other stuff. And the last thing is that you are a person of good moral character. So if you have troubles with the law and other stuff, you can get around it, but it's a little more difficult. So, yeah.
Gotcha. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you're listening to, of course, Andrea. She's one of the attorneys, immigration attorneys at the law firm, okay, of PPID, Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. She has been speaking with quite a few of you. She's been helping quite a few out there. Right now, I want for everyone out there needing immigration help. Yes, I'm very happy she touched on this area. The number to call her at is 844-774-3529. You can speak with her. You can speak with the Maverick. You can speak with the Maestro. All right. 844-774-3529. If you call now, if you call before 9 o'clock, you will get yourselves a free phone consultation. Okay. All right. That's a free phone consultation. Once again, the number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Don't you want yourself, ladies and gentlemen, a solid, knowledgeable attorney? Isn't that what you want? Do you want to do this case on yourself? Do you want to take a chance with DT? You know, Conrad's friend, Donald Trump. Do you want? I'm just messing with him, man. He hates it when I talk about Donald. Okay, do you want to do that? I don't think any of you, any of my friends, any of my Caribbean people, any of my non-Caribbean people would like to handle their immigration case in this day and age without Andrea, without Conrad, without Nelson. You don't. Nelson have been speaking about many cases off air and on air with us where people decided, hey, I'm going to try this myself. I don't need those guys that Squeeze got on the radio. I'm going to do it all by myself. More power to you. We're not going to come at you with a gun and put a gun to your head. No, I'm not going to do that. All we can do here is every day get on the radio and tell you the truth. Tell you exactly what's going on. All right. Tell you about February 24th. Okay. Tell you about the 19 plus pages. Okay. That has been added to some of the cases that's got to be filed. Most of you are filing yourself. Tell you about the fact that Nelson told me yesterday that many people are now calling. Most of the people who call the firm are people who literally have screwed up their cases. And now they're seeking help from the real attorneys at PPID. Hey, I'm just being very straightforward. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to hear what the other attorneys have to say based on what Andrea said about VAWA, Conrad, Nelson, Adam.
Squeeze, if I could just interject. You know, VAWA is a little more than just filling out an application. You know, I actually spoke with someone who had called and they went to someone who prepared forms. A marriage certificate is not proof of the marriage. Okay, it's not proof of the bona fides of the marriage. It doesn't mean it's a real marriage. It just means you're legally married. So, you know, obviously you're not providing this information up front or together with your application. You're begging for a request for evidence. You've basically now put yourself on the radar. Immigration knows who you are, where to find you. You know, they know everything about you. And now they're going to ask you for all of this evidence that you may not even have, you know? So it's something to think about. It's something to be familiar with. Again, it's not just filling out an application and sending it over to immigration. You know, you need lease, bank statements, credit card statements, life insurance, health insurance, affidavits from witnesses who may have witnessed the abuse. If you went to counseling, if you went to therapy, if you're going to therapy, if you call the police, all of these are things that should accompany that application.
You know, and if I could just jump in, Nelson, you know, a marriage certificate to immigration, at least to the immigration service, means that a marriage ceremony took place. That's all it means, that the marriage was legally created or consummated. Well, maybe not consummated is the wrong word, but that's all it means. Anytime you apply based on a marriage, whether it's a current marriage, an existing marriage, you got married yesterday, you got married 10 years ago, whether the marriage broke up, whether you're demonstrating that you already have your temporary card and you're getting your permanent card and the marriage did exist and no longer exists, whatever the situation, marriage is a central concept to pretty much innumerable cases that people file with the Immigration Service. So the marriage certificate is item number one you submit, but it's far from the only document that you submit. Immigration, they may not come out and say it, but just like I've said before, every person coming to the United States is considered under the law an intending immigrant. That's in the law. As far as I'm concerned, based on my 36.5 years of experience, immigration also believes marriage. If you're married, prove it. If it's a valid marriage, prove it. They presume, and you guys will back me up on this. I would say the majority of the examiners at the Immigration Service, when they see a marriage in front of them, they're saying, okay, fine, we see the marriage certificate. Prove to us that it's a valid marriage. Prove to us that you're entitled to get the benefits you're applying for. It's not that simple of walking in and say, hey guys, here's my marriage certificate, give me my green card. Doesn't work that way.
Just to add to that as well, we do provide every client that retains us a comprehensive list of every single document they should get. And if they can't get a specific document, we tell them what other documents to get. So we guide them throughout the whole process in the event that they can't find all those specific pieces of evidence.
Okay. Once again, folks, we are here with Cruising with the Case Handler, the show that comes your way every day on this station, 93.5. I want everyone to dial the number right now, whether or not you're watching us on social, that big Facebook page, the Case Handler page, David Squeeze Atticus page, PPID's page, or 93.5 WVIP FM. So why not dial this number now? 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. We want for you to have the number of a powerful law firm located in New York City and also in Brooklyn. There, I said it, in Brooklyn, okay? Can I say it again? Brooklyn. Andrea, you don't get it, but they all get it. In Brooklyn. So there's an office in Brooklyn, there's an office in Manhattan, there's an office in Peekskill. And why don't we give them the address, attorneys, of the Brooklyn office specifics? You know, we've got so many Brooklyners listening to us right here. Brooklyn guys.
I am happy to do it. We opened an office earlier this year before the pandemic hit at 107 Avenue I. That's the corner of Avenue I and McDonald Avenue. Bus stops there. I forget which bus stop. I do need to find out which bus stop and which train stops there. I think it's the J train, if I'm not mistaken. But we are there. We haven't opened any of our offices yet. Again, we hope to open them very soon. We were planning on opening next week, but the Immigration Service, which had been planning on opening in New York City on June 4th, next Thursday, that has been shuttled. Our plan is also to open our New York City office next week. Also, that has been delayed because the governor hasn't permitted non-essential businesses, which lawyers are considered at this point, to reopen. So, but we do have an office in Peekskill up in Westchester County, and we do have that very nice, new, clean office in New York, in Brooklyn at 107 Avenue I. And once we do reopen, we're really hoping to see a lot of friendly faces coming and talking to us about the radio, and you can meet us face to face if you haven't already. And Squeeze, we've talked about doing the show from that location at some point. Yeah,
we will. We will do a live show.
I'm sorry. If I could just add one thing that just came to mind. Last thing about VAWA. You know, Andrea had mentioned that the abuser is a lawful permanent resident or a U.S. citizen. That is also your burden to show. You don't just tell immigration, oh, my husband is a citizen. No, you have to provide proof, either his birth certificate, his naturalization certificate, or his U.S. passport to show he is a citizen. So I just wanted to add that because that's very important as well.
But getting back to Brooklyn, I've just been notified by our marketing manager, and she doesn't miss a beat. The F train is the train that stops at our office. You know, I grew up in Brooklyn. I spent my first 25 years in Brooklyn. Brighton Beach, Manhattan Beach, Coney Island, Sheepshead Bay, Lincoln High School. That's where I'm from. But it has been, like I said, 25 years I spent there. It's been a little more than 25 years since I've been living there. So my memory doesn't serve as well as it used to. F train stops there, and the B11 bus stop at Avenue I and McDonald Avenue. That's the B11 bus. Stops right in front of our office. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
The power of a marketing manager, you know? Anyway, we're going to switch it over now to Adam Handler. Before we do that, I want to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, we're here to help you, and I want people to reach out. You have heard the voice of Conrad and Nelson and, of course, Andrea. Those voices you will hear on the other end of your free phone consultation from time to time. If you would like to get a free phone consultation, if you'd like to get a free immigration consultation, make sure you get your call in before 9 a.m. Everyone that has an immigration question, call this number now off the air. They'll set you up with a free phone consultation with an attorney. And that number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. For years, you have hounded me, people, on 93.5 FM. Squeeze, when are you bringing back some excellent immigration attorneys? Because there aren't any out there. I have done it. I'm proud. And it's good to know that they're on every single day speaking with you, speaking with me in the capacity of immigration. 844-774-3529. Call them very quickly and get your free immigration consultation with an attorney. No $100 consultation fee, no $200 consultation fee, no $300 consultation fee. It's only FREE. 844-774-3529. It's the same number that you call if and when you also get hurt in an accident and you want the top personal injury attorney. You want the most celebrated personal injury attorney in the Caribbean community. And that happens to be the case handler, AKA the shark, going for more than $120 million settled for his clients over the past 17 years. Adam?
What's up, man? Listen, I am so proud of what I was just listening to for the past 21 minutes. You know, it's not easy to shut me up, but I got to tell you, when my partners and my associates and my friends, you'll get on this show and start talking about what they're passionate about. It really is just so entertaining. And I'm seeing on my Facebook feed, some very old friends are tuning in, friends, old clients, friends that used to help me out, even on this station. And I say good morning to you and thank you for your support. We really, really try to do great work here. And we do it the right way by treating you with respect, making you feel like family. And of course, regardless of your immigration status, my job is to make sure that you get the most possible money if, God forbid, you're ever in an accident, a car accident, a construction accident, a trip and fall, a workplace accident. You know, there's a million ways to die. And if, God forbid, you know, you are the victim of negligence, I hope you would consider me and the case handler team at PPID to make sure that we help you with that one and only shot at financial justice. Our number, again, 844-774-3529. That's 844-PPID-LAW. I believe I've been given the honor of co-host today. And for a few more minutes, I just want to talk about a case that, you know, we did talk about when we started cruising with the case handler. A lot of people out there listening know that I was on later in the day on this station. And then I began the Daily Show with Squeeze. And, you know, we've been really just having such unbelievable feedback. And this was a case that was settling early on. And I like to come back to them because a lot of people may not have been listening, and it's an important case. This was a case involving a pedestrian in Nassau County out in Long Island. He was struck by a vehicle and actually had a terrible, terrible injury to his leg, a leg fracture to his left leg that required surgery. And everybody watching on Facebook right now on the case handler can see, you know, see the scar that he was left with. Pretty nasty. Made a nice recovery with respect to the pain, but certainly had a very permanent reminder of a very bad day. The maximum insurance for this particular case was $750,000, meaning the vehicle that struck my client had $750,000 of insurance. And I'm just gonna lay it out there. Andrea, how much money? The maximum was $750,000. How much money do you think your boy, the case handler, and this was Matt Goodstein's case, by the way, this was his biggest settlement of his career. How much do you think we got for this person?
$1 billion.
Well, if the maximum is $750,000, first of all, if you got him $1 billion, I probably wouldn't be doing this show. I would be peace, yo. You know, I'm done. No, we got him the full maximum $750,000. But thanks for you know, pumping us up. And it was a wonderful quote. David, you want to read that quote?
Of course. Adam Handler and Matthew Goodstein are excellent attorneys, plain and simple. They made me feel so comfortable throughout the process. The whole team called to check in on me frequently. My relationship and interactions with them felt like much more than a business transaction. They treated me like I was a family member. Adam and Matt made sure that I was listening to my doctor and resting because they cared more about my well-being. There's nothing that the case handler team could have done better. Everything went perfectly. Livingston from Amityville, and he's living now with 750,000 US greenbacks, US dollars, money.
Big money. Obviously, fair compensation for his injury. We got him every penny. A lot of lawyers, I remember they first floated past Matthew, I think 600,000. And some lawyers would have probably negotiated 700, 7.25, but we understood, like every personal injury client, you got one chance. And we say one chance to get it right, one choice of attorney, and that should be the case handler, your boy, the case handler at Pollack, Isaac DeSico. But just another example of us being able and us completing the task of settling those big cases. Literally thousands of clients over my career. Now we recalculated and will continue to do so pretty much every month now, over $120 million recovered for case handler clients over the course of my career, a number I'm certainly very proud of. But the second number that I'm proud of is the number to our firm. And unless you have that, you will never have us as your attorneys, whether it's immigration for the free consultations or personal injury. And our phone number is 844-774-3529, 844-774-3529. Call it right now. Let it ring. Hang up. Just keep it in your phone. 844-774-3529.
And before you go, Adam, I need for you to address the situation. I have had many people calling me, and I think some may have called you or the firm. People are a little bit confused because they hear so many different voices on this station, because this station is about different voices. But people need to know who Adam Handler is. They need to understand that you are the same one that's been on the station for 15 years. So I think you owe that to the people to explain to them, that it's truly you, and, not to go elsewhere if they're looking for you.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it can get confusing. There's, it seems these days there's more and more lawyers broadcasting on this radio station, whether it's a commercial or actually a show. But everybody out there that's listening right now, that's been listening for at least 15 years, should recognize my voice and recognize, the message. It's not just the voice, it's the message we're giving out. And the message is, we are here for you. We're here to fight for you like family. I'm a third-generation attorney. My father still does it. My grandfather did it. And we know one speed, and that's 1,000% moving forward in the right direction, making sure you get the best possible result for your one and only shot. Nobody has been doing radio on this station. Actually, it may be the longest running.
Yeah. You're probably the longest running personal injury attorney on radio.
Well, they're definitely personal injury. I could be broaching on longest running attorney in general on this station. Something I'm very proud of. And trust me, I wouldn't have the privilege of using 93.5 and your show and other radio programs on this station as a platform if people didn't truly believe in me and my message. And we're here to help. There's a lot of good attorneys out there, but not every attorney is going to make you feel like family. And if that's something important to you, I can only ask respectfully, please save that number. Hopefully you never need it. 844-774-3529, 844-774-3529, or 844-PPID-LAW. Get your immigration question answered for free. Let me know if I can help you with personal injury. Actually, any legal issue you have right there, that should be the number, 844-774-3529.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You just heard from the immigration attorneys. You just heard from the personal injury attorney. It is what we do here on the radio station, 93.5 FM. I want every one of you to text the number to everybody that you know listens to this station, 844-774-3529. You need it when you need any kind of legal help, okay? They will take care of it. Once again, the number is 844-774-3529, 844 PPIDLAW, 844-774-3529.
It's 9 o'clock.
Boom. right
Boom,
there.
man. You are like a ninja. You
Right there, like right on the edge.
wow.
All right. Speaking about ninja, it's time to get back to immigration. Thank you so much, Adam, on the personal injury side. We'll come back later on and let you top off the show. With that, you are not my partner in crime. You are the top man in time when it comes to personal injury. So let's flip it over to immigration, where, of course, we've got the Gunners. Okay, Conrad Pollack, managing partner. We've got the Gunners, Nelson Madrid, a.k.a. Top Gunner, a.k.a. the Maverick. We've got, of course, Andrea, a.k.a. Scheer. And, of course, she has earned that name because not just that she's a woman of power, but she's a woman of depth and experience when it comes to immigration in helping you out there, ladies and gentlemen. Hence the reason why you should call 844-774-3529. Gentlemen and lady, are there anything... is there anything that you'd like to talk about and shed as far as news or anything you want to expound on that we've spoken about for the past few months before we jump into a couple of questions that I've got here?
Sure.
Well, one thing I wanted to mention that I've been talking about for the last week, immigration fees are going up. USCIS, the government, the agency, USCIS is running out of money. They're projected to go bankrupt sometime in July. USCIS is funded almost entirely by user fees, by filing fees. So they are raising their fees substantially. An example, if you're applying for naturalization today, citizenship, filing fee is $725. That will be doubling. And on top of it, on top of the crazy increases in filing fees that are about to happen, there's going to be a 10% surcharge tacked on as well. And that surcharge will exist as long as the government is short on money. The USCIS is short on money. So if you have applications that you've been thinking of filing, and a case that you've been sitting on and waiting for whatever reason, I wouldn't wait much longer. You want to get that application in sometime soon because those fees are going up. I can pretty much assure you by the end of June, the immigration fees will be much higher than they are today. So that's one of the things I wanted to speak about. But go ahead, Scheer. Go ahead, Andrea.
I think Nelson wanted to say something.
No, I was actually gonna say, Conrad, what about that DOJ memo?
That's a good. Yeah, why don't you bring that up? That's a good one. Now that you mention it.
So apparently,
DOJ is Department of Justice, by the way.
Okay.
You know, we receive daily emails on just basically what's happening in immigration, what's happening in the different circuits, what's happening in our local circuit. Yesterday, apparently, I received an email saying that apparently when the new administration took office, they had basically contacted several judges over at the Board of Immigration Appeals with offers of financial compensation if they retired early.
9 of them, 9 judges.
Okay. Now, why is that significant? It's significant because basically the Board of Immigration Appeals is where you go with an appeal after the immigration judge denies your case. So what it appears that what this administration was trying to do was trying to obviously replace the judges, which would make it less likely for you to be successful in any appeal.
Well, let me interrupt you for a second. They've targeted 9 specific Board of Immigration Appeals judges, and these happen to be among the more fair-minded, one would say liberal judges on the bench. Go ahead, Nelson.
So apparently they sent these judges memos offering them financial compensation if they decided to take an early retirement. Apparently all 9 said no and are still on the board. But it's important to get that out there because it lets people know the type of client. Again, we sound like a broken record, and I'm surprised Conrad hasn't said this recently, but it shows what a minefield immigration is. Okay? Sure. And what they're trying to do is obviously rig the court, you know, to prevent people from having successful appeals. Because by changing the judges or by appointing different judges at the board, it makes it much harder to win an appeal.
Unbelievable. I was just about to say, isn't that unfair? You know, it's
a sneaky way for the administration to sneak in more hardline, often probably buddies or political hacks or fellow staunch conservatives, anti-immigration restrictionists. I mean, it's just a sneaky way of trying to get them onto the bench and without people knowing about it. Remember, this took place 3.5 years ago, these proposals, and it's just coming to light now, so nobody even noticed. It's interesting, though, and it's, I guess, there's a slim ray of hope, a glimmer of hope here. None of the 9 that were targeted accepted the proposal. So that's a nice thing to know, that you have dedicated professionals there that actually care about what they're doing when it comes to immigration appeals.
All right, let's jump into some questions. 5 minutes after the hour. Once again, my name is David Squeezaniki, one of the hosts here on the great, phenomenal show, Cruising with a Case Handler. Of course, you can catch it on 93.5 FM, 8:30 a.m. weekday mornings, 7 p.m. and 12 noon, respectively, Saturdays and Sundays on the PM side. Let's jump into the fact that we do immigration and we do personal injury. And we're going to be touching up on the immigration questions right now. I made a mistake in filling out the DS 260. There was a question. Have you traveled to any countries, regions within the last 5 years? Although I visited 2 countries, I mistakenly wrote only 1. What should I do? I can't edit it now.
All right, well, first off, DS-260 is the application form for the actual visa application for the green card. That's the last form that you submit to the National Visa Center, and that's the actual application that gets attached to your visa petition that you filed initially when you go on your interview at the U.S. consulate post. Now, there is that application asks a lot of different questions, and in particular, they ask about specific countries that you visited because they want to know if you've gone to places you shouldn't have been. Maybe that you visited Somalia, or maybe you visited Iran or places like that. That's really what they're looking for, in addition to the fact that they're looking at countries you've been to, because you have to provide evidence, or the government will seek evidence to make sure that you didn't commit any crimes when you were in those places. So the fact that you didn't list a country, what I would do if I were representing you, I would send a note to the National Visa Center indicating that you by accident neglected to indicate that you were in that particular country. Stick it there to the NVC, and I would make a copy and bring it with me to the visa interview. It could be a problem because if they don't know that you were in a particular country and you spent, I don't know, a year or so there, or perhaps more, if you did, they're going to want to get a police certificate to make sure you didn't commit any crimes while you were there, and it could delay your case. If you were just there for a couple of days, probably won't be a problem, but you need to notify the National Visa Center ASAP. Okay.
Once again, folks, you just heard from the maestro, Conrad Pollack, one of the managing attorneys and practicing attorney at the firm PPID. The number to call to book your phone consultation, which will be free with an attorney, is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. We do have also, of course, Nelson Madrid and, of course, not Scheer, but Andrea, okay, here with us. And we've got more questions, so let's jump to it. Here's another one. My husband filed the I-130 petition for me. Last year, it was approved by USCIS and are now at the NVC. I submitted all the requirements needed, but the police clearance certificate that I submitted was invalid. May I know where and how to obtain the valid police clearance certificate needed in my case?
You're gonna have to go back to the jurisdiction that issued it. It depends on where they're from. I mean, if the person is from, I don't know, Honduras, they're gonna have to contact the relevant agency in Honduras to take care of that. Again, it's something you wanna contact the National Visa Center. Frequently, the government will do their own checks. That's why they ask what countries you've been living in or what countries you visited. But it's gonna depend on the particular situation whether we're in her case. She definitely needs to check with the National Visa Center on that though.
Okay. 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Once again, make that phone consultation appointment now. Here's another one. I received a notice to appear from the asylum office via my wife, but it doesn't say why. No accusations or reason why our case got sent to court. What do you think? How should I proceed? I really wish I was an attorney so I could answer somebody's questions.
So basically,
all the things I hear, I'm like, dude, you need an attorney.
So basically, I'm going to answer this question as Mr. Pollack would. So basically, I will assume, because obviously this person never included this, I will assume they filed for asylum. And basically, the asylum office right now is inundated. Most asylum offices are now inundated. And many times, even though you file affirmative asylum, that is, you file asylum before you're ever referred to the court, more often than not, I'd say 90% of those cases end up in court anyway. The fact that you were referred to the court is not necessarily a predetermination on the merits of your case. They're simply referring it to the court so the court can make a decision on the case. You now basically have to convince the judge that you merit the relief sought, which is obviously asylum. So you have to convince the judge it's no longer an immigration officer.
Just to add to that, it also doesn't mean that they're denying the asylum. It just means the court will determine whether or not you're going to be granted asylum.
Just to add to that, you need to call 844-774-3529. Just to add to that. All right. Not to be cynical here, but people, come on. We say it every day. Call the attorneys, get a free phone consultation, and then hire them. Work something out with them. I understand that they do have payment plan, but you don't want to handle these cases by yourself. You don't want to do that. So make the call, 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Let's get back to another question here.
You know, Squeeze, I'm sorry. And again, and we spoke about this previously, a majority of the calls we get are people who have started cases on their own, who now have hit a roadblock, who now have a problem. Immigration is asking for more information. Immigration has issued a notice of intent to deny. Immigration has issued a request for evidence. You know, if most of these cases were properly prepared, you'd be in a much better position.
Once again, make that call, 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. I've got one more question here. With the shutdowns, are K-1 visas being processed differently? I had planned to apply in December to coincide with my fiance's J2 HR limit expiring in June. Should we apply earlier?
As far as I'm aware, the K-1 process has not been affected by the travel ban, but fees are going up. That's one reason you should be filing long before December. Not to mention, fiancé visa takes a year. I don't know why you're waiting that long. She might have a J, but still, if the J1 expires in December, you're not going to have that fiancé visa, even if you file today. There's no reason to wait. It takes a year.
There you go. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the number to call is 844-774-3529. This is called Cruising with the Case Handler, where we speak on personal injury and immigration. You just heard a few questions answered by the attorneys, of course, Conrad Pollack and Nelson Madrid and Andrea Scheer. And of course, we are now going to switch it over to personal injury, where we'll find the shark. I mean, the case handler. Oh, yeah. That most celebrated personal injury attorney, Adam Handler. What's up, my dupes?
Yo, my brother. So listen, people have been saying, Handler, you can't get to court. Are you still able to be productive? Are you still able to, get that big money for your clients? And I'm gonna try you again, Andrea. What do you think the answer to that is?
Absolutely yes.
There you go. Okay, you're one for two. That's good. So listen, we are 100% open for business, not only on the personal injury side, but on the immigration side. Our offices, as everybody knows, our main offices are 225 Broadway on the third floor. Right, you never want to go past the third floor. It's a shorter commute, so you just want to make sure that you understand, what we're doing here at PPID. We've been doing this radio show since the beginning of the year with respect to cruising with the case handler. But we brought the immigration people on several months ago because we wanted to give back to the community that has embraced us, right? The Caribbean community, the listeners of 93.5 have been an absolute blessing to my law practice. And it goes both ways because a lot of these clients, and you've heard these true life success stories and these testimonials, feel the same way, that the work that we did for them was a blessing as well. I mean, when you think about it, we've obtained over $120 million for case handler clients over the course of my career. That is life-changing money. First of all, it's tax.
Donuts.
It's what?
A lot of donuts.
It's a lot of donuts. It's a lot of even more munchkins. I mean, the munchkins are even cheaper than the donuts.
Yeah.
We have literally changed lives. People that have, been out of work, medical bills, pain and suffering. And with that, they're able to not only, compensate themselves for those losses, but also have money to last them for the rest of their life and sometimes even the rest of their children's lives. To make sure that everybody's taken care of. And that's the special things we do here. And we're $12 million. We're just over $12 million this year for 2020 for our clients, and a little bit under $6 million since the pandemic hit. And that's a big deal. Sitting up here at my desk or being on my phone, sitting on my front stoop, negotiating multi-million-dollar cases with the insurance company. It's not something that I would expect that I would have had to do, but we got to do it because our clients are counting on us. Our clients are making sure, want to make sure that their attorney is fighting for them because their lives are still going on. The pandemic has put a lot of our lives on hold, but when you're laying in your bed and your leg is in terrible pain, or you're laying in your bed, or you can't even lay in your bed because your back it feels like it's on fire, and you have to sleep in your chair every night, which I've got clients that have to do that. They're not, waiting around for years or hoping they don't have to wait around for years to get compensation. They want compensation, fair compensation, and they want it now. And that's what we've been striving to do. We're working our butts off, Matthew and myself, remotely. We hope to be in the office soon. We have a couple of really big court cases on in the next couple of weeks. The courts are open for business virtually. The actual courtrooms are closed, but there are judges and court attorneys and court negotiators that are doing virtual settlement conferences, virtual oral arguments on motions in the same format that we're doing here. We do the radio show over Zoom, and right. The courts are doing the same thing. So we got some big things up for next week, some big cases. So I'm looking forward to that. But we are here to help. And again, we're probably guilty of not giving out the phone number enough. 844-774-3529, 844-774-3529, or 844-PPID-LAW. The only number you need for lawyers that really do care, not only about the result they obtain for you, but about the way they do it. And if that's important to you, you'll have that number saved, 844-774-3529. Give us a ring, blow up our phone right now. We're happy to help. We're happy to give the information 100% free of charge over the phone. This is not just a sales pitch. This is the real deal offer that I think David has certainly been waiting for over the course of his broadcasting career, an attorney that's willing to give free immigration advice over the phone. And certainly excited, I know David is, to have, sounded like Yoda right there, but excited to have your boy, the case handler, on talking to you about those millions and millions of, because David loves talking about millions of dollars. Look at the smile on his face right now. I mean, I just say the word millions and his face lights up. So that's what we do, some pretty special things. But remember, if you're getting those big bucks, you've had a pretty serious accident with a very tough go at it. So it's not just you get an offender bender and you win the lottery. It is fair compensation for your injuries, your medical bills, your time out of work. 844-774-3529, 844-774-3529.
When you're an immigrant, Adam, you realize from a very young age, that you need to have attorneys around you. No matter what people think, you always will. And when you're an immigrant, you want to see your brothers and sisters and everyone around you who is of an immigrant nature get the best, legal advice and help. And that's one of the reasons why I needed a law firm that is a full service law firm, that would be here consistently in helping, not just in the capacity of immigration, but also in the capacity of personal injury, criminal defense, real estate, business law, and more. So I'm very happy to have PPID, not just on 93.5 FM, but representing a people, representing the Caribbean community. And I want to applaud you, okay, and say thanks to you for making all of this happen with these wonderful and phenomenal attorneys that do have a personality. All right. So I got to say thanks to, of course, Nelson and Conrad and Andrea for being here today, and also the general and also all the other attorneys, everyone that's within the law firm. With that said, I conclude and I say this has been an attorney advertisement, yes, and also prior results will not guarantee similar outcome, but by way of show of what it is that they have demonstrated on the radio and on Facebook, they are phenomenal at what they do, and I want to say thanks to them. Remember to call them at 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Gentlemen and lady, thank you so much for being here. And TGIF. Take us out, Maestro.
My turn.
There you go. There you have it. I'm going to be like that guy from that movie, I Want My $2. I want my track where everybody knows your name.
I'll have to learn that one.
Okay. I think he's got to learn Naughty by Nature. Who's down with PPID? Yeah,
right? Got to give us some spunk there. Anyway, that's it. That concludes the show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Join us again. Have yourself a phenomenal weekend. Don't forget, Monday through Fridays on 93.5 FM, 8:30 a.m., Saturdays, 7 p.m., Sundays, 12 noon. And we're going to keep doing it, okay? Hopefully with God's will. Thank you all so much.
Don't stop.
All right. Here you go.
All right.